Hey, Pete here for Studio Live today. Not only am I wearing the same logo as my computer monitor is, but we have new GarageBand iOS content. That's right, a brand new sample pack here in GarageBand iOS on GarageBand 2.3. So it's time for us to check it out. Let's go. Okay, here we are in our GarageBand on the iPad, and we all know what this means. Yes, we have new, which means we have a new pack to download. We're going to tap on the Flex and Flow Chill Hip Hop Pack. Now, let's have a read of the description and see what we've got. Oh my goodness, we have: infuse your tracks with a collection of loops and instruments inspired by the low-key, hazy sounds of ATL and the Six, including sultry synths, chopped vocals, and bottomless bass lines. Create your own parts in Beat Sequencer with custom electronic drum kits, or perform along with the new Alchemy synth presets and a collection of on-point loops. We have 395 Apple loops. That is awesome. We have 25 Alchemy synth sounds, and we have 5 drum kits and 2 live loop grids. Keep in mind here, the Alchemy synth is only available on iPhone 6 or later, iPad Pro, iPad 5th generation, iPad Air 2, and iPad Mini 4. So if you are rocking earlier hardware, I'm very sorry, but you don't have the Alchemy synth, but you probably already knew that. Let's hit the get button, let's download this sucker, and then we're going to check out some of these sounds right now. Do, 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 do. Starting to think we should have downloaded this before we started the video. Don't worry, we'll cut most of this out in editing. You're probably only watching a cut down version of this. I have to watch the whole thing though. I should have got a drink before I started this. I see you shudder with anticipation. One ring to rule them all. Okay, we are downloaded, which means we can now take a look at this entire Flex and Flow pack here in GarageBand. Let's jump in and take a look. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these samples now. We're going to go into more sounds here under drums, and we'll go to Flex and Flow. And you can see here we have the 808 Flex, the hybrid knock, the interchange, the live feel, and the retro box. Let's take a look at some of these now. The 808 Flex. So here we are in the 808 Flex. Oh, I like that bass drum. That's very cool. Now, we're not going to be able to go through everything, but like all of the electronic kits, we have our controls up here for our drive and our crush and our low cut and our high cut. We can play around with these electronic kits to our heart's content. Let's jump into now the hybrid knock. These are all very cool sounding kits, I must say. Okay, let's look at one more of these. Let's have a look at the live feel just to see what this sounds like. Well, I like that one. If you're making some like 80s retro sounds, you'd be able to use the... Okay, I'll let you explore the other 3 kits there, but right now, let's you and me go and explore some of these keyboard sounds. We can again go into the Flex and Flow, and we can see, wowzers, we've got a whole bunch of new sounds here. So, gritty bells, breaking bass, a lot of bass actually, some keys, some leads, some mallets. We've got some organs in there, some pads, some rhythmic, and some synth. So, let's just jump into a couple of these that look interesting. Let's go to the cloud bass. That sounds really cool. Yeah, I like the sound of that. I love these Alchemy synth. There's so much that you can do in terms of customizing your sound. When you're on the iPad, you've got those 2 octaves of scale here to play with. Very awesome. Let's take a look at another couple of these. Okay, we have 4 different keys here. I like the sound of the chill keys. Let's see what chill keys are all about. Yep, that's pretty chill. Okay, let's have a listen to some other sounds. What have we got here? We've got 4 different key sounds. Let's have a look at the odd key. I always like things that are a bit odd, so let's have a listen to what this sounds like. Interesting. Yeah, okay. That could have a purpose at some point. We won't go any further with that one. Let's jump into some... Okay, let's take a look here at the space-time keys into our mallet section. Wow, that's a little bit world instrument sounding. Very cool though for a synth sound. I like that one. That could get a little bit of a background go in some of my tracks. We'll go back in here. We've got some new organs here. What about the clean organ sound? Let's see what this is. Wow, for a clean organ, doesn't sound a whole lot of clean, but that's okay. It's still cool to have additional sounds in here. Let's come back again and have a look at some of our pads. We've got Autumn Haze, Dark Textures, Flooded By, Lush Pulse, and Trill Bows. What's Trill Bows all about? Let's have a listen. You know what you can't have too many of in GarageBand is some cool synth string sounds. So I love this. This is probably about to go on a track that I'm working on right now. Love it. Okay, let's move on. Okay, now we've got a whole lot of loops in here. So we're almost obliged to lay down some loops here. But I'm going to use my 808 Flex that I kind of like the sound of before to lay down a drum beat. And then I'm going to test some loops over the top. So let's do that now. Okay, there is our 8-bar groove. We're going to jump in and we're going to quantize that sucker. Give it a swing, quantize 1/16 light, and make sure that that's going to sit on the beat. Okay, so we have our drum beat laid down here. Let's now add some loops by tapping on the loop icon up the top here. And you can see here, I've already selected the bass as an instrument. The sad thing is that we can't just view all the new loops by the pack that they're in. We have to go and find them. So I'm just going to go in and add bass. And you can see here that under some of these, we have the flex and flow, as well as the edges and angles, which was the older sample pack that we have here. So I've just tapped on one. Whoa, that's some low beefy bass there. And what about the, oh, we got some big bass sounds here. This is some, whoa, okay. We've got some pretty intense bass sounds here in this pack, which is cool. Let's see what else we have down here. Deep correction string bass. Yeah, okay. These are very cool. Let's keep flowing on through and find some more in this new pack. What about the Great Heights glide bass? Okay. What else do we have? We've got the Hung Up Crunchy wide bass. So yeah, these sounds are very much laid back hip hop. I don't know why I'm surprised with that. That's exactly what it told me that they were. So let's find something that will work here in our track. What about the Never Sleep dirty bass? Oh, this is also low. Okay, I'm very quickly realizing I probably should have laid down a different sort of drum beat. Anyway, these are all very deep and sub-style basses, which is okay. If you were doing some laid-back hip-hop, that's what you'd be wanting. But let's just see. What about the tremor bass organ? That's a bit more melodic. Let's throw that in there. So we're going to tap and hold and drag into our project. And let's hear this 808 drum beat that I laid down with this bass sound. Yeah, okay. I like it. Right, let's jump in and find some more instruments in these new samples. Do we have any guitars? That will be interesting. Oh, we do. Oh, we've got the Around Midnight guitar pattern here in the Flex and Flow. Interesting. Okay, what else we got? Chasing Shadows. You know what? Let's go with that. We'll drag that in, and now we've got a bit of this going on. Okay, this is interesting. Not exactly my usual style, but that is okay. Working out of your comfort zone is a good thing. Let's find a couple more samples in here. Do we have anything in strings? Do we have some laid back hip hop strings? And we do. Chasing Shadows, reverse strings. Oh, wow. Okay, maybe not. Let's keep looking. Just keep looking. Just keep looking. What about the Endless Streets ducking strings? Yeah, let's throw that in there. And we'll tap and drag. Let's have a listen. Okay, I'm liking it. Let's keep doing our thing. And what do we need now? Well, we got some bass, we got some guitars, we got some drums. We need some keys, right? Let's grab electric piano. And what have we got here? So again, we got the Around Midnight. We got the Chasing Shadows. Let's go down to the bottom here. This Life. I'm sold. Let's throw it in there. Okay, let's hear what our beat sounds like now here. Quite like that. I don't think those strings go. We're going to delete those strings. Bye-bye strings. No one liked you anyway. And let's have a listen to this now. You know what? I'm not super unhappy with that. Let's see if we got one more instrument we can throw in here. Oh, what do we reckon? Do we need a little bit more percussion? We've only got that drum there. I wonder if we've got any other percussion sounds in here that sit under the flex and flow. Oh, we do. We got some deep connection percussion snaps. Let's listen to these. I really like that. Let's throw that in there. And now let's listen to our 5-track beat that we've just made using Flex and Flow. We've used the drums up here. We've used 4 different loops here. And the drums are, of course, that new 808 Flex kit, which sounds pretty cool. Let's have a listen to what we've got. I don't know about you, but I'm liking this pack already. Okay, so I'm pretty impressed with this new sample pack here in GarageBand. Now, there's more to this. We can go into the beat sequencer here, and we can use these same kits. So we can go in and find these Flex and Flow. Just like that. That is really cool. So there's other options that we have in here. My verdict on this is that anytime we get some new sounds, especially when we get 300 plus loops, or was it 400? It's a lot of loops, some new Alchemy synth sounds. It can only be a good thing for our creations and our productions here in GarageBand. So I'm pretty excited. Get out there and start using this new pack to create some awesome sounds here in GarageBand. And that is it, a review of our first brand new content here in GarageBand iOS in nearly 3 months. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Get out there, get creating with this brand new sample pack. I know I'm about to go and try and use this in my new tracks, and I will see you in in the next video. Cheers.